China, a nation of breathtaking landscapes and vibrant cities, faces a formidable challenge: climate change. The impacts are already being felt across this vast country. From the soaring mountains of the Tibetan Plateau to the bustling metropolises of the East Coast, climate change is no longer a distant threat but a present reality. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense. Devastating floods plague China's southern regions, displacing millions and causing widespread economic damage. Meanwhile, prolonged droughts grip the north, threatening agricultural production and water resources. Rising sea levels pose a significant risk to China's densely populated coastal cities, home to a substantial portion of its economic activity. The effects of climate change are not merely environmental, they strike at the heart of China's development and prosperity. The Chinese government recognizes the gravity of this challenge. It has acknowledged the urgency of addressing climate change and has committed to ambitious goals to reduce emissions and transition to a more sustainable future. However, the path forward is fraught with complexities. China's economic miracle, lifting millions out of poverty and transforming the nation into a global power, has come at a cost. The country's rapid industrialization and reliance on fossil fuels, particularly coal, have resulted in soaring greenhouse gas emissions. Today, China stands as the world's largest emitter of carbon dioxide, accounting for roughly a third of global emissions. Historically, China's cumulative emissions have also surpassed those of the European Union, placing it second only to the United States. This underscores the significant role China's emissions play in driving global climate change. However, it's crucial to consider per capita emissions, which provide a more nuanced picture. China's per capita emissions, while substantial, remain significantly lower than those of developed nations like the United States and those in the European Union. This disparity highlights the complex ethical and political dimensions of climate change. Developed nations, having benefited from decades of industrialization, bear a greater historical responsibility for the current state of the climate. This tension between historical responsibility and current emissions is central to international climate negotiation. China's energy landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. For decades, coal has fueled the country's economic growth, providing a cheap and abundant source of energy. However, this reliance on coal has come at a steep environmental cost, contributing significantly to China's air pollution and carbon emissions. Recognizing the unsustainability of its coal dependence, China has embarked on an ambitious journey to diversify its energy mix. The country has become a global leader in renewable energy, investing heavily in solar, wind, and hydropower. China's commitment to renewable energy is evident in its staggering installation rates. In recent years, China has deployed more renewable energy capacity than any other country, surpassing its own ambitious targets. This remarkable progress has positioned China as a key driver of the global clean energy transition. Despite these strides in renewable energy, coal remains a significant part of China's energy mix. The country's continued reliance on coal stems from concerns about energy security and the need to maintain economic stability. Balancing the dual imperatives of energy security and decarbonization poses a significant challenge for China's policymakers. China's dominance in clean energy extends beyond its domestic deployment. The country has emerged as a global powerhouse in the manufacturing of clean energy technologies, particularly solar panels, wind turbines, and electric vehicle batteries. China's manufacturing prowess has driven down the cost of renewable energy technologies, making them more accessible to countries worldwide. This has had a transformative effect on the global energy landscape, accelerating the transition to a low-carbon future. China's leadership in clean energy manufacturing has not been without controversy. Concerns have been raised about intellectual property, trade practices, and the environmental impact of manufacturing processes. However, there is no denying that China's role in driving down costs and increasing the availability of clean energy technologies has been significant. As the world grapples with the urgent need to decarbonize, China's manufacturing capacity and technological innovation will continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the global energy transition. Section 5. A Global Responsibility: China's Climate Initiatives. China recognizes that climate change is a global challenge requiring international cooperation. The country has actively participated in global climate negotiations, including the landmark Paris Agreement, where it pledged to peak its emissions by 2030 and strive to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. In addition to its domestic commitments, China has increased its engagement in international climate initiatives. The country has pledged billions of dollars in climate finance to support developing nations in their efforts to mitigate and adapt to climate change. China has also played a leading role in promoting South-South cooperation on climate change, sharing its expertise and technologies with developing countries. These initiatives demonstrate China's growing recognition of its global responsibility in addressing climate change. However, China's international climate diplomacy has also been met with skepticism. Some critics argue that China's commitments do not go far enough, and that the country should take on more ambitious targets given its economic strength and emissions levels. Section 6. The tightrope walk: energy security versus decarbonization. China faces a delicate balancing act between ensuring its energy security and achieving its decarbonization goals. The country's rapid economic growth and rising living standards have led to a surge in energy demand, creating a constant need to secure reliable and affordable energy sources. This need for energy security has clashed with the imperative to reduce emissions. In recent years, China has experienced energy shortages, particularly in electricity generation, due to factors such as extreme weather events and supply chain disruptions. These shortages have prompted the government to prioritize energy security, even if it means temporarily increasing reliance on coal. Balancing the competing demands of energy security and decarbonization will continue to be a major challenge for China in the coming years. Section 7. A fractured partnership: the US-China climate relationship. The United States and China, the world's two largest emitters, have a history of both cooperation and tension on climate change. The two countries played a crucial role in the negotiation of the Paris Agreement, demonstrating a shared commitment to tackling climate change. However, in recent years, the US-China relationship has become increasingly strained, with climate change becoming entangled in broader geopolitical tensions. Trade disputes, technological competition, and security concerns have overshadowed areas of potential collaboration. The deterioration of the bilateral relationship has hampered progress on climate action. A cooperative US-China relationship is essential for effective global climate action. Both countries have a shared interest in averting the worst impacts of climate change and must find ways to rebuild trust and resume collaboration. Section 8. The road ahead: future challenges and opportunities. China faces a multitude of challenges and opportunities as it navigates the path toward a low-carbon future. The country's ability to meet its ambitious climate targets will depend on a range of factors, including technological innovation, policy implementation, and international cooperation. One significant challenge is the need to decarbonize China's energy-intensive industries, such as steel, cement, and chemicals, which account for a substantial portion of the country's emissions. This will require significant investments in research and development, as well as the deployment of innovative technologies. Another challenge is addressing the social and economic implications of the energy transition. As China shifts away from coal, it will need to create new job opportunities in clean energy sectors and provide support for workers and communities affected by the decline of the coal industry. Despite these challenges, China's commitment to climate action presents significant opportunities. The country's investments in clean energy, green infrastructure, and sustainable transportation are creating new markets and driving economic growth. Section 9. Conclusion: navigating the climate crisis. China's response to climate change will have profound implications for the entire world. As the world's largest emitter, China's actions will play a pivotal role in determining whether the world can avert the worst impacts of climate change. The country faces a complex and challenging path ahead, requiring a delicate balancing act between economic development, energy security, and environmental sustainability. However, China's commitment to climate action, evidenced by its ambitious targets, investments in clean energy, and international engagement provides a glimmer of hope. The global community must support China's efforts and work collaboratively to address this shared challenge. The future of our planet depends on it. By embracing innovation, fostering international cooperation, and prioritizing sustainable development, China can chart a course toward a cleaner, greener, and more prosperous future for itself and the world.